2,000 metres, and we've got a good field here to kick off with. Top weight full press, Bailey Wheeler rides Brett Dobson. Smart horse, fit horse. He won the Grafton Cup Prelude, beaten Mindspace. He's probably a little bit out of his depth in a Grafton Cup, beaten 8.9, but a fit horse, and it looks good. Never any different, that horse in the yard.
No, I agree. He's up 5.5 kilos from his run in the Grafton Cup. He was outclassed there, but he races really well here on his home track, and he's certainly showing no signs of training off. He looks an absolute picture.
Yeah, I like the look of this horse. Jack Duggan, the two. Ashley Morgan rides for Jason Deemer. He's had a couple of runs back. He's been to Newcastle first up at 14. He went to Canterbury the other day and got a mile out of his ground. He hit the line good, beaten 1.3. He's third up records there. He's got soft track record, draws good, and parade's really good.
Yeah, he's a winner third up in the past. He's sporting that little bit of a wintry coat, and he's not an overly big horse, but he carries the same weight today than what he carried at Canterbury last start, where he's just beaten just over a length.
Yeah, big strong horse. So Aim Point, the three. Andrew Atkins rides Matt Griffiths. He did fail at Canterbury the other day, where he didn't get around there. He weakened out, and he was beaten a fair way. Prior to that, his Dubbo win was good. He won at Tamworth. He won the Mornington there at Tamworth. He's a fit horse. And he's a nice horse too. I just don't know what to make of his last run.
Yeah, very disappointing in the run home, but he's won 2 of his past 5. He's proven to the 2100. He's nice and relaxed alongside the pony. He's being clipped. There's nothing wrong with him here from the yard.
And you got Beckford, the four Winona Costin ride, Stephen Lee. He struggled. He struggled a little bit last preparation. He tipped him out, Steve did, and gave him a good break. And he came back and he's had 3 runs this time in, and he hasn't fired. He hasn't won for 137 weeks. But he looks good. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's better than what he's showing.
Yeah, he just seems to have lost his way, hasn't he, this preparation? He never got into the race at any stage last start. He was beaten 20 lengths. He'd need to put his best foot forward here.
Yeah, I like the look of this little horse. Prime Impact at 5. Dylan Gibbons rides Chris Lees. Look, he had to come back to the mile the other day at Tamworth. He kept boxing to the line. He's back to the 2,000 metres. He's a fit horse, and not only that, he's got a terrific skin on him, that horse.
He does, and he's got a good spring in his step. Obviously wasn't suited back in distance last start. This is Maury's Go, 2,000 metres.
I know. Classic deal. There he is. The 6, Andrew Mallion rides another one from the Chris Lees yard. He's had a couple of solid runs back. He looks okay. There's certainly nothing wrong with him.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. She's had 2 runs back. She was disappointing at Newcastle last start, but she was over the mile. Up in trip today, third up. She can improve. Okay,
Sheriff Cody. Ben Looker rides Owen Glue. Very, very fit horse, Priscilla.
He is. He was very good to win at Grafton last start. He is a better horse, but he can get his toe in the ground, so he gets conditions to suit. He's never any different. He's so relaxed, this horse.
Agirlsbestfriend, the 8, Reece Jones rides Mark Quinn, where you wouldn't get her any fit or any better in a yard.
Yeah, it's been a little while since I've seen this mare in the yard, but she looks fantastic. I just would like her to settle a little bit closer. She's always doing her best work late when the race is over. She's on the quick back up from the highway on Saturday.
Now, I know you give this horse a chance, and he parades good, the 10 Ashram. Courtney Bellamy rides for her dad. He steps up to the 2,000. He did try him once at 2,000. But he still had a lot of developing to do. But he's strong now, and he looks really good in the yard, that horse.
He's a picture of health. He's covered in dapples. He's likely to be a little bit tardy out of the gates, and we're standing them a bit of a start. But really like the way he closed off late last Saturday mile.
And you got Irish Knight, the 12, Stephen Cummings rides Brad Munro. He's had a couple of runs back. Look, he can stay this horse, and he just hasn't shown up, but he looks good enough in the coat.
Yes, look, he drops 3 kilos here, getting fitter all the time.
13, Jimmy the Tulip, Jet Stanley rides Stephen Lee. Well, he's had 2 runs back. I'd forgive him the other day. He hit a heavy track, probably the heaviest track you'll see in Ballina, and he just weakened right out, beaten 54 lengths. But look, he's better than that, and he's fit enough.
Yeah, he was pretty disappointing for mine, and he's a winner on a heavy ground. So, look, he'd need to put his best foot forward here. He's right up to the mark fitness-wise. He carries no excess.
Yeah, 15, Call Me Artie, Johnny Grisdale rides Neil Osmond. He's got a step to the trip. He's had 5 goes at the trip, and he's failed at every one of them.
Yeah, he's probably better suited over the mile. He's never performed here in the past.
Okay, that's a look at him in the yard.
Okay, my numbers here are 2, 10, 8 and 7. I'm sticking with Jack Duggan. He's sporting that little bit of a wintry coat, but apart from that, he paraded nicely. The 10, I think, is the danger, which is Asham. I think he's going around overs. He's covered in dapples. He's up to the 2,000 metres here for the first time with the claim. He'll only carry 53 kilos. The 8, Agirlsbestfriend, I've had to move her up. She looks sensational. She's on trial at the trip. And the 7, Sheriff Cody. He's never any different in the yard. He's coming off a convincing last start win at Grafton. 2, 10, 8 and 7.
Right, 2, 8. 7 and 10, 2, 8, 7, 10. Jack Duggan on top to beat the 8, the girl's best friend, 7, Sheriff Cody, and also the 10 there, Asham. So 2, 8, 7 and 10. Let's go to the mounting yard at Scone for race 5.
Gavin Locke and a big hi Tegan, we're all thinking of you. So the last of the runners are in. Line just about set. Red light. Starter mounts the rostrum. Souls are back off and running in the Ken Howard Cup. A good straight line away. Call Miati began well over Aim Point. Full press up nice and handy. A length Sheriff Cody Beckford. Scouting out wide is Jimmy the Tulip. Followed by in the centre a girl's best friend, Jack Duggan. The Ghostly Grey. No NZ bred horses, but Jack Duggan bred in the USA. And it's back running 4th last. Classic Deal 3rd last. Next to last Irish Knight. And 2 lengths away last of all is Asham. Out of the straight, Andrew Atkins takes Aim Point straight to the lead over the crossing. Put 2 lengths on Full Press second. 2.5 third was Call Miati, followed by Sheriff Cody, a half to Beckford. A length further back to Jimmy the Tulip, followed by Jack Duggan, who's worse than midfield on the rails. A girl's best friend on the outside of it. A length to Classic Deal. A length and a half to Irish Knight, and 2 lengths away last of all was Asham. It's about 15 lengths away from this leader. Aim Point picking them up and putting them down in grand fashion. Aim Point up towards the 1,000, 2.5 lengths over the locally trained Full Press to second. Call Miati third from Sheriff Cody. Beckford is travelling on the inside, but they're well strung out as they head down the side of the track. Still it's Aim Point on the High Street side. It's out by 2 lengths over Full Press second. Third Call Miati, Sheriff Cody, followed by Beckford on the inside of Jimmy the Tulip. A further length away to Jack Duggan on the inside, passed by a girl's best friend. Irish Knight on the outside, followed by Asham, and last of all was Classic Deal up towards the home turn in the Ken Howard Cup. It's still Aim Point in front, leads by 2 over Full Press second. Sheriff Cody third. On the outside was Irish Knight, hooked to the crown of the track. Call Miati back on the inside and a further half length away. 2 next came Beckford, but down towards the distance marker at the 200. Aim Point's a length and a half in front. Sheriff Cody, Full Press, Call Miati, and with a withering runner, girl's best friend on the outside. They still haven't got to Aim Point yet. It's a ding-dong go. Aim Point just in front. Classic Deal the inside. Asham is flying home. Classic Deal joined by Asham. Asham from last. Asham has beaten Classic Deal. Aim Point in a photo for third with Sheriff Cody. Behind those next, Jack Duggan, Call Miati. Beckford, a girl's best friend, didn't run on. It wilted over the concluding stages. Behind those, Jimmy the Tulip, Irish Knight, and one of the last ones in was Full Press.
Coffs 10-6, and that's a photo for third and fourth between the 3 and the 7. But Asham wins their race number 5 at Coffs Harbour. Back here at Scone,